Hi everyone, this is Kevin Smiley. Today I am going to create a simple quiz for the students to take when they come back to school, just so they can practice and understand how to take a quiz, and they can use the different features, and so that they can see what all that looks like as summer's over and we're getting back to school. So for those of you that are new to this whole big campus thing, wanted to make a video here using a program called Screencast-O-Matic. It's a website itself, and pretty simple to video record the screen you're on. But anyway, to make a quiz, go to Create, Schoolwork, and creating new schoolwork here. You're going to choose what kind you want to make. Like I said, I'm going to make a quiz. The title's going to be just something about myself, I guess, in my summer. So I'm going to call it Mr. Smiley's Summer Favorites. Complete the quiz, and that is the information. I click Save and Continue. Now here, a couple different things. Shuffle questions, no. Shuffle answers, no. Randomly use all questions. If you want to shuffle the questions and shuffle the answers as you get into higher grade levels, or you think that kids might be cheating, you can add a new question group. And I like to do this from the start and pretty much create every question within that. For some reason it seemed to have to do this, and I just retitle it the same thing. And I tell it to shuffle questions and shuffle answers. That way it won't be so redundant for your last period class of kids as it was for your first period, in case they were passing off information between classes. Anyway, so now I'm going to add some new questions. I'm going to choose my type of question, make it a multiple choice here, and let's see, what is my, we'll call it Mr. Smiley's favorite ice cream cone. I'll change the score to 1 point, and I'm just going to scroll down here, and chocolate, vanilla. I'm going to add a new answer because I want to give some more distractors here. So I click that Add New Answer. Strawberry, and we'll say Rocky Road. My favorite is chocolate. So I'm going to click the answer, though, so that the system remembers that, and hit Save. And it's got a question there. And so again, if I want to have another question with it shuffled answers and shuffled questions, then I would create the question here. If I want it to be the same for every class and every group, then I would just make that question here, and it would put those all together. Now I'm going to pause this video for a minute and make a few more questions using this same format, and then I'll show you from there. Alright, so as you can see here, I made just a couple simple questions for this summer quiz, nothing important or anything, but just wanted to show you the different ways of doing that. And the reason, as I was thinking, why you might want to shuffle some questions and answers and some you might not want to, is if you were giving some sort of numerical question as far as dates, and you wanted those to always be in chronological order or something, as far as when an event happened, or numbers of quantity or something like that, and you always want them to be in some sort of order, you could create them here versus down here, where then they'd get all mixed up and backwards and that kind of stuff. But anyway, you make your questions that simple and you hit Save. And schoolwork was successfully updated. You would then go to Assignees and add new assignees right there. But if you want to see how your test looks, you can go to Student View, and this is what it's going to look like to them on their iPads. And so again, this was the one question that I made from the non-mixed up bank, and these are the ones that we're going to sort it every single time. So not really any big deal there. And then kids would just take that. But like I said, if I wanted to, when I'm ready to assign that to kids, I am going to go to schoolwork. I'm going to go to your schoolwork, which is the ones I have made. And this is what I just made here. So I'm going to click on that to get this box here, click on assignees, and I'm going to add new assignees. And so whenever I want to get it to different kids, I just click on my semester 1 classes that I want to take this quiz. I put in the date that I want it to be assigned to them, and I could change that as much as I want to different start times and end times. If I wanted to give them a password in order to take the test, I could. I have never done that. Maximum submissions there. I always tell it to allow late submissions. I do let it do this because if a kid is absent and I want them to do it the next day or whenever they get back, that allows them to do it. If I don't allow late submissions, then I got to print one off and have them do it by hand and all this other stuff. So I always allow late submissions, and I usually just do one submission. Anyway, I'm not a big retake guy. You can give it a certain amount of time. Sometimes I do this just so kids know they don't have all day. And if you wanted to retake and all that. I don't like to show results upon completion, definitely not the correct answer, because then kids will get immediate feedback and they will see what the answers were, etc. So that's all you would do, and then you'd hit save, and it would go out to those kids on the date you told it, and they'd be able to take it. I'm going to cancel because I don't have any kids and I don't know when they want to take it yet, so I'm just going to cancel this. But if you were all ready to do it, hit save. Hope that helps you out, and if you have questions, hit me up, all right? Thanks.